Yo, check it out! I've got something absolutely mental to show you today, and it's all about lockpicking. Now, before we dive in, let me make this crystal clear. This video is purely for legal and educational purposes only, you feel me? We're not here to teach you how to break into places illegally. That's a big no-no. You will go to jail. Instead, we're gonna explore the fascinating world of legal and legitimate lockpicking. So, buckle up and let's get ready to have our minds blown. This is gonna be epic. Let's dive into this lock madness. Now, you might be thinking, hold up, isn't lockpicking just for criminals? Well, prepare to have your mind blown. Locksmiths and security pros use these skills every day. Totally legit. They're the good guys, helping people who've lost their keys or need to upgrade their security. It's like being a superhero, but instead of a cape, you've got a set of picks. Whoa! But get this, lockpicking isn't some newfangled thing. Oh no, it's been around for ages. We're talking ancient Egyptians and their fancy pin-tumbler locks. And speaking of old-school tech, let's talk about the legendary skeleton key. It's not a magic wand that opens every door like in the movies. It's a key designed for older warded locks, which use simple internal obstacles, or wards, to block the wrong key from turning. A skeleton key is filed down to bypass those wards, leaving just enough to engage the bolt. It's a classic bypass method, a true piece of lockpicking history. But remember, the same rules apply. Using one on a lock you don't own is a serious crime. We're here to appreciate the ingenuity, not to break any laws. Fast forward a few thousand years, and here we are, still picking away. It's like a never-ending game of cat and mouse between lockmakers and lockpickers. Bloody brilliant, if you ask me. Right. Let's dive deeper into this lock madness. Alright folks, time for a crash course in Lock 101. You know that satisfying click when you turn your key? There's a whole party going on inside that lock. We've got pins, springs, and a cylinder all working together like a well-oiled machine. When you stick your key in, it's like solving a puzzle. Each pin has to be pushed to just the right height. Get it wrong, and you're locked out. Blimey, it's proper clever. Now, not all locks are created equal. Oh no, some are tougher than others. You've got your basic pin tumblers, then there are wafer locks, disc detainer locks. It's like a lock buffet out there. Each one's got its own quirks and challenges. Some are like a walk in the park to pick, while others, well, let's just say they might make you pull your hair out. But before we get to those modern marvels, let's take a step back in time. Ever heard of a skeleton key? It's the original master key, a classic from the age of warded locks, the kind you see in old castles and antique furniture. These old-school locks didn't have complex pins like today. Instead, they used internal obstacles, or wards, that only the correctly shaped key could pass. A skeleton key is cleverly filed down to its bare essentials, its skeleton, designed to bypass these wards entirely. It's a simple but brilliant piece of engineering. While they won't get you into your modern front door, they're a fascinating piece of locksmithing history and the ancestor of many bypass tools we use today. They remind us that for every lock, there's a clever mind trying to figure out a key. But that's what makes it exciting, innit? Now, let's get our hands dirty with some good old-fashioned lock-picking tools. First up, we've got hooks and rakes. These bad boys are the bread and butter of lockpicking. They might look simple, but in the right hands, they're pure magic. Hooks are for precision work, letting you feel out each pin one by one. It's like being a lock whisperer. Can you hear the pins talking? Rakes, on the other hand, are all about speed. You jam them in, jiggle them about, and with a bit of luck and skill, that lock will pop right open. It's not as fancy as the high-tech stuff we'll see later, but there's something satisfying about mastering these classic tools. Plus, they're dead quiet. Perfect for those times when you don't want to wake the neighbors while you're, legally picking your own lock, of course. Safety first, folks. All right, are you ready for this? 'Cause I'm about to show you something that'll make your jaw hit the floor. Say hello to the key decoder, the new hotness in the lock-picking world. This little beauty is like a mind reader for locks. You stick it in, give it a wiggle, and bam! It tells you exactly what key you need. It's so clever, it's almost scary. Now, watch this. Now, before you get any ideas, remember, this tool is for the pros. Locksmiths use it to make new keys when you've lost yours, or to check if a lock's been tampered with. It's like having X-ray vision for locks. And let me tell you, watching this thing work is like seeing magic happen right before your eyes. It's enough to make a grown locksmith weep with joy. This is proper next-level stuff, innit? Hold on to your hats, 'cause things are about to get wild. Let me introduce you to the pick gun, the speed demon of the lock-picking world. This little beauty works by whacking all the pins at once. It's like hitting a lock with a tiny, precise hammer. One quick pull of the trigger, and if you're lucky, that lock'll pop faster than you can say, "Open sesame." It's mental. But wait, there's more. If the manual pick gun is fast, the electric one is like strapping a rocket to your lock-picking skills. This bad boy vibrates the pins so fast, it's like a mini earthquake in the lock. It's the tool of choice when time is of the essence. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. These aren't toys, folks. They're serious tools for serious professionals. Did I mention how cool these are? Before we get to the really controversial stuff, let's take a trip back in time. Ever heard of a skeleton key? You've probably seen them in old movies, opening creaky doors in spooky mansions. They're the original master key, a relic from the age of warded locks. Unlike modern pin-tumbler locks, warded locks rely on simple obstructions, or wards, to block the wrong key. A skeleton key is ingeniously simple. It's a key that has been filed down to its most basic shape, removing most of the key's blade except for the very tip needed to turn the lock mechanism. This skeletal shape allows it to bypass the wards in a whole set of locks. It's a classic example of a bypass tool, but don't expect it to work on your modern front door. Today, they're more of a historical curiosity, a symbol of a bygone era of security. But understanding how they work gives us a fascinating insight into the evolution of lock technology. Now, let's talk about something a bit controversial: bump keys. These little troublemakers have caused quite a stir in the security world. A bump key is like a skeleton key on steroids. You stick it in, give it a whack, and if the lock's not up to snuff, it'll open faster than you can say, "Who left the door unlocked?" It's a technique that's got locksmiths and security experts in a right tizzy. But remember, we're just learning about this for educational purposes, yeah? Cylinder locks. Ever notice those round locks on vending machines, display cabinets, or office furniture? They're everywhere. These compact locks are popular because they're tough, tamper-resistant, and fit perfectly in tight spaces. But when a key is lost or a lock needs servicing, professionals use a special tool, the tubular lockpick. This tool has adjustable needles that match the pins inside the lock. With gentle pressure and skill, the lock opens. No damage done. Remember, this is strictly for legal authorized use. Locksmiths use tubular picks to help people, never for unauthorized access. If you're responsible for these locks, understanding how they work helps you keep property secure and use the right tools, the right way. Knowledge is power, but only when used responsibly. Stay legal, stay safe, and always act professionally.